Hello, investors. This is Connor Bates, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 4:36 p.m. Eastern Time, coming to you with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. Market state, we're in an uptrend, and if we look at the trend gauge over here, market leaders in neutral, obviously AI infrastructure stocks got crushed yesterday, but there's still a handful of other leaders holding up well that didn't have exposure into that sector, along with some new rotation into many of the software stocks. Short term, we're trading above the 21 EMA, so green arrow there. Medium term, green arrow there as well, although small caps are lagging. And then long term, still holding above the 200-day moving average. So what happened today? Well, calling it turnaround Tuesday with a nice reversal after yesterday's carnage, and software was leading. 21 over 21 list was up 3.39%, 20 green, 1 red. Big 8 was up 2.59%. Nvidia, a large part of that, up 8.82% on the day. RG8 up 1.15%. 60/40 stock and bond up 0.76%, and GROTECTION up 0.84%. Nice bounce back from yesterday. All right, interasset correlation as usual. So charted S&P 500, and if you even yesterday, if you didn't follow a lot of these AI infrastructure stocks, market looks totally fine. And today, just putting in a really nice reversal today. Going in today, we're watching it versus that 6,000 level. Kind of undercut it today and held, putting a nice hammer candle. And we have the power of 3 here, back above the 8 as well. So this setup looks pretty good. And you can argue this is kind of like a VCP, this pullback right here. And now, setting up for higher if it can take out 6,100. RSP looking constructive, holding above the 50-day and forming a nice tight 6-day flag. See which way it wants to move. The Qs, again, strong action here, reclaiming back above all the moving averages, kind of a power 3 setup. They're all quite coiled. And Apple's been on a tear lately. Amazon, Meta, really good action there, helping the Qs. And then we got a busy day tomorrow. We got Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla all reporting. So if those do well, could see some more upside in tech. Mag's looking coiled here as well, coming against the downtrend line here from the highs. Again, power 3 setup with all these moving averages stacked up. Dow Jones, continue to see a little bit rotation in some of these safe haven stocks. And this is coming back to this 45,000 level, that left side high, see if it can break through. Mid caps, finding support at the 50-day moving average. And after the strong move up off the 200-day, we're getting that first higher low. So I think this is acting well. And as long as it doesn't breach, 50% of this move, any pullbacks into this area are quite normal. Russell 2000, this 50-day continues to act as overhead, but after this move, holding about the 50% range of it, and now it's starting to build a higher low. So I think it's acting well. Obviously, FOMC tomorrow could see that could be a catalyst for a move in either direction. ARK held up fantastic. I mean, these holdings look really good here, and this is looking to set up a nice little flat base breakout here. Leaders bouncing back up. FFTY up 2.75% today. Still some overhead supply here. VIX coming back down almost 8%. Just not holding above that 20, so it's good to see volatility come back down. The dollar kind of, not a ton of movement here today, but good to see this off the highs still. Gold, good action here, even with even with the dollar not down much. This is trying to break out of this big base, 58-day base here, and maybe it wants to shoot up right through, or it wants to form kind of a handle out of this cup pattern. But looking at some of the gold mining stocks, you got some really attractive big bases setups in this area. Gold stocks as well, finally starting to build above the 200-day moving average. Silver, it's relative weakness, no strength here whatsoever. Bitcoin, a little bit of weakness today, but overall still acting fine. Definitely showed relative strength yesterday versus tech. And this thing just looks good. As long as it doesn't break down, normal consolidation in this range is fine. And, this is the type of action that you see when something's basing. Bonds starting to come back up. Obviously, FOMC tomorrow as well is going to be key for, bonds, TLT, and rates. Would love to see these kind of got this upper trend line here. So would love to see this start to crack as well with the TNX again. Would love to see rates start to come back lower. So interest correlation. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. And yeah, busy week, busy day tomorrow. FOMC tomorrow. Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, ServiceNow earnings after the bell, and expect Microsoft and ServiceNow to move some of those software stocks. I'll get into more of them today, but definitely a glaring theme the market is telling us right now. Today's keys, we're watching the S&P versus 6,000 that held with force. The QQQ reclaimed the 50-day. Russell 2000 still below the 50-day, and the AI data center stocks, fair amount of them bounced back, but you know, just still very messy charts after yesterday's carnage, and you'd kind of expect them to have a bounce back today. So I think it's more important to follow up in the next coming days. Are they going to get hit tomorrow? You just kind of got to see. But as long as they can hold Monday's lows, that's a step in the right direction. And then into tomorrow, want to see 6,000 continue to act as support. And then we got that resistance up at 6,100. Qs want to see that 50-day act as support. IWM looking for that to get up above the 50-day. See if the AI data center stocks can hold, even today's low as well. And then software emerging with some leadership. Can that see some more follow through as well? Day count back to up one. First day back above the 8 EMA. 9 days above the 21 EMA. And the action today was just basically broke that 60.27 opening range high and then just had a trend day for the remainder of the day. Sectors wise, tech was strong, software, cloud computing, cybersecurity, retail. Those are all pretty strong today. And then also on the weakness, airlines, oil, utilities, builders, staples, and really good to see XLP down today. That, snap back strong yesterday, and that's usually a sign that people are going into safety assets. But that coming back down today maybe confirms that was just like a one-day wonder. And especially when you look at the broad market, you had financials still sitting right at highs and a lot of other strong sectors. In-house today, we bought Snow, ON, Hood, and Palantir. So RVAB is up to 1.18 and balance at risk is minus 4.61%. And the bottom line from today is turnaround Tuesday with software leading the charge. Okay, so let's get into some of the names. We took some starters in Snow. This, leader in the software. This was the gap on highest volume ever. If you look at stocks that gap up on highest volume ever, that can lead to big moves. But this one's coming out of this cut base really nice on volume. ON is not affected by, the AI data centers. This one was breaking out of a nice base here. Palantir, another, software type name. This one's nice bounce off the 21 today and see what this wants to do. If we can get back above that 80 level, earnings in 6 days as well. All right, let's take a look at 21 over 21 list. Reddit, this one's super strong. I can see it's up another 3% after hours. Not sure the news over that 200 level, but this is what relative strength shows you. It's just this never pulled back, could break the 21 convincingly, undercut it yesterday. Now it's coming out of this kind of this to me almost looks like an ascending base breakout. So just fantastic action there. We started buying this on this earnings gap back here. Snow just covered that. Palantir as well. Twilio, this is another software name, arguably the strongest one right now. And this one just pre-announced on earnings gapped up, and now it's putting a day 3 higher high. APP, another one we're watching. Volumes really started to dry up in this base, And, this is just kind of textbook. So I'm going to break out of this consolidation, earnings in 15 days, another software name. C Limited, relative strength line, new high, another one emerging out of this base. And this is, a positive is seeing a lot of names coming out of bases and not super extended. You obviously had the extended stocks that got whacked on Monday, but it's good to see that now there's a broad list of names that are actually coming out of bases and not, super extended. Cyber, another one breaking out, kind of like an ascending base as well. This one's been super strong. Ralph Lauren retail name continues higher after this base breakout. Owen, in the apparel, this area is good. Zillow coming back up, and one thing yesterday that stood out is home builders and some of these builders were up today, and Zillow is obviously a real estate stock, and that's forming a nice cup. See if it can handle out, but this would fit the thesis that rates are going to come lower as well. HWM, good action here. Monday undercut this previous left side high and getting a nice consolidation up here. Robinhood, we took a starter in this one as well today. First pullback after this base breakout and continues to hold up extremely well in the, broker, crypto, fintech, whatever you want to call it. TKO, another one breaking out of a nice base here. EQT, some of these nat gas names bounce back better than some of the other, AI data center names. So I think some notable relative strength there. This found support at the previous pivot and closed near high day, up almost 3%. Decker's another apparel retailer, setting up a nice little base here. IBKR, another strong broker, had that gap up on earnings here and continues to hold that gap days low. CEG, this one bounced back pretty nice as well. Found support at the 50-day moving average. Dash, another one that's trying to break out of a base. Chart looks really good. Weekly, this has been trending up for some time now. AEM, this is a gold miner when I talk about some of those bases here. This one's trying to break out as well. Bros, another one in the restaurants sector, looks good. And then John Deere, daily looks a little bit messy, but this weekly is breaking out of a huge weekly base. I mean, pretty picture perfect chart. And then monthly as well. I mean, this is going back to, this has been in a range since 2021, and it's finally starting to clear this range. And slower, not as sexy type name, but this setup is really nice. So yeah, really nice bounce back from the 21 over 21 list. And obviously the names that showed relative strength before really stood out today. Let's take a look at this AI data center deep sec list that Dom made yesterday in the video and see how they acted today. Envis, perking back up 15%. Oklo, this one looks the best out of some of these. Never violated this pivot. Strong day up 10%. VST coming back into the 50-day. I mean, still kind of, just feel like some of these charts need some more time. NVIDIA, brick wall here at the 200-day moving average. That's good to see, up 9%. But the real test is, when it comes into some of these levels here, 140, 130 in declining moving averages as well. But, this is still just acting like stage 3 distribution. So many failed breakouts, so many failed breakdowns, and no real trend. CLS trying to get back above the 50-day. A-Lab, it's up almost 8%, but the chart's pretty broken right now. GEV, this one looks a little bit better. Undercut and reclaiming the 50-day. See if we can get back above that 357 pivot. SMTC, just mid-range bounce, up 7%. TLN, same thing, just inside Monday's bar into declining moving averages. ANET, same thing. TSM, reclaimed the 50-day. NNE looks a little bit better. CRDL, still didn't even really reclaim 50% of Monday's candle. VRT's holding the 200-day. Oracle, ugly chart. Marvell held that 100 level. NRG, but yeah, you can probably get the gist of this. On a percentage basis, a lot of these had some pretty big moves, but when you're looking at the chart, some, very few, if any, reclaim Monday's high. So as long as, good thing to set alerts at a lot of these Monday and today's lows, if they start to crack those, could see some more downside there. But nevertheless, as they didn't break Monday's lows, so that's a step in the right direction. Take a look at some of the big tech names that are coming back. Apple, really strong move here off the 200-day. Meta, breaking out of this base. Earnings tomorrow, but this one looks good. Google still hanging in there really well. And this is still in this base here. Amazon, another leader in the Mag 7, coming out of this base as well. And then Tesla earnings on this one tomorrow, but putting a nice undercut reclaim of the 50-day. And the volume's been pretty light here on this pullback, but obviously sometimes charts don't matter going into a binary event with earnings tomorrow. And then Netflix, really nice post earnings flag that it's setting up here. Maybe it wants to take another shot for that 1,000 Livermore level. But all in all, pretty good day, nice bounce back. And I wanted to cover some of these software ETFs. IGV, this looks really coiled. This weekly is a kind of like, weekly cup and handle base as well. IGV looks good. You have CLOU. This is cloud computing breaking out of this cup. You have SKYY. Another cloud computing one, ETF looking poised to break out. You had Hack. This is cybersecurity looking to break out, and look at Crowd breaking out up 10% on 138% above average volume back through 400. And it wasn't so long ago when it was down here and everyone thought they were going under, and look at this recovery here, and it's almost back at highs. Some other good ones. FTNT looks great for cybersecurity. RBRK, really fantastic looking chart as well. If we look at some of these software stocks, Datadog, this one had a wick open equals low, reclaiming all the moving averages. Super strong day as well on 63% above average volume. You have Shopify, huge day today, up almost 10%. Net, this one's leading. Cloudflare, just huge expansion candle on huge volume, up almost 11% on the day, coming out of a nice weekly base. Asan, on the verge of liquidity, but nevertheless, this one's trying to come back through this high volume close. Elastica, another huge day, up almost 12% on 115% above average volume. And you can see there's CRM as well. This one's trying to pop back through into highs. So definitely looks like institutions are loading up the software stocks. Can't really hide. And this could be the next phase of the AI trade. So, there's a proliferation of stocks in this group. Sector ETFs look great. So this is definitely a major focus for us as well. And I think that is everything I got for today. So that is going to wrap it. As always, like to hear from you. My email is connor@revereasset.com. You can also find me on X at ConnorJBates_, or you can always reach out to Dan or Don at revereasset.com. Phone is 855 Real Wealth. That is 855-732-5932. If you're ever interested in becoming a client, please reach out. Thanks for watching and have a great evening.